Damn. Okay.
Yep.
Let me just say, those guys are talented as a mug.
Yep.
Jesus, dude.
Had a lot going on in there.
Yeah. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Metal Maniacs Podcast. I'm your host, Jay Ingersoll, and I'm here with a man that's back in black.
It's your boy, Mod. What's good, Jay?
What's up, dog?
Hit black every day, man.
Black every day.
Hell yeah.
That's how it goes. Well, this episode kind of sprung on us.
Yeah.
Communication error this morning, but it's okay. We're here. We're going to get something done before this band shows up, so it's all good. We'll be off for the next couple weeks, so we might as well get some work in.
Hell yeah.
We'll be a little bit ahead. So
Yeah, it was my bad on that.
Oh, it's all good.
I reread the message, and I was like, he did say noon. But I read it with probably some sleepy eyes. I was like, I'll be there at 10.
Yeah. It's all good. We're here. We got the stuff. Let's make it roll. So today we are just going to do another reaction episode.
Sure.
I know we said this before. If you guys want to submit music to us, make sure
metal
you do
music.
that. Metal music. Yep. We reiterated that on episode 16, so go back and watch that if you want to hear us rant about it.
It might be a running gag going forward, but yeah, I might remind everybody metal music for the rest of these episodes going forward. Just got to be metal.
Yeah. We don't mind the occasional rock or hard rock song. We don't want to get completely away from that because
we've had some good ones.
Yeah.
But they were slamming for rock.
Yeah.
Like it was something I could, get into.
But we don't want to just only listen to rock music because
That
it's
too.
not the Rock Maniacs. So, that's
The Rockaholics.
yeah. So, yeah, if you want to send us music, it's themetalmaniacs.mi@gmail.com. So,
Heard that.
send it over, or you can always DM us. I prefer it in an email. Make sure you include anything you want us to know about the band. Don't just tag your band in a post because I'm not going to dig it up. Like, if you want us to react to it,
Yeah.
send it to us.
Yeah.
Like, I got enough work to do. I'm not going to, hunt down your band. Sorry.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
So, yeah, you ready to jump into this?
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. So, the last episode, we did shout out Dylan, but just shout out again. He didn't actually vet this music before we started.
Yep.
So, this is going to be a roll in the dice. We might shut the whole project down, but I think we were pretty stern in saying that most of these submissions that we were looking for metal. So, and I see we got one return, somebody else sent in to us, and other than that, it looks like a bunch of new bands. But man, it's been cool though, just for the fact that we've had bands from everywhere, dude.
Yeah.
I mean everywhere. It's
all corners of the earth.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I can't even think of the places right now, but it's literally been of all corners of the earth.
I know we've had Greece. I think we've had. God, I know we've had some European countries.
Portugal.
I feel like we've had an Australia or a New Zealand. I can't recall for sure, but man, we've had.
Yeah.
I think we need something from the continent of Asia, and then I think that's like.
Yeah, I don't think we've got that far yet.
Yeah, that's the next thing we need. And I know metal's pretty big in pockets of Asia, a lot of Asia. I mean, maybe all over Asia, but I think Philippines is another good one. It's pretty popular out there.
Yeah, so we've
Japan.
we've been reaching. And they've been reaching, so we've had a little bit of everything. So we're going to dive right into this for time-wise. So the first band is Hollow Construct.
Okay.
And real quick, it just says, "Good morning. I'd like to submit my significant other's band for metal reactions from the Metal Maniacs. He's in a band called Hollow Construct with members from as far away as the Netherlands.
Okay.
We, however, are local here in Southwest Michigan. I will attach their Spotify and YouTube links below." And then it says, "I greatly appreciate your time. Kind regards, blah, blah, blah." So I'm actually just going to click on this YouTube link because I don't really know what all those links are. So it'll just take us to a song, and it'll probably start playing. So
Okay. I got the Spotify up. What do you got?
YouTube link at the bottom there.
The bottom one. That took me to something that didn't say the band
Oh,
name.
okay. Cut that.
It says...
That's actually a link for something else, so that's my bad.
Yeah.
So, yes, let's...
the third link is a YouTube. And it's got all their videos for...
Yeah, let's go YouTube on this
album.
one. All right, Hollow Construct.
Yeah.
As soon as it pops up here. Oh, okay. they're not actual videos. It's just from the album. Let's just go with this first one, Skinwalker. How about that?
Creepy.
I like the title.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah. Man, they did a lot in 2.5 minutes there.
Yeah, man.
That was pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of like Every Time I Die, but also a little bit more going on in the musicianship department.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Every Time I Die gets that flashy with the guitar work.
No, not necessarily.
So that was really cool, like the taps or what have you. He had some extra work going on there that I really appreciated. I like the calm little breakdown, the little atmospheric piece, and
like
then
the bridge.
Then right back into the heavy screaminess. But the chuggy parts were really cool when he was going back and forth between the chugs and then the fill, like the flashy little fill there. Good stuff. Hollow Construct. I dig that, man. That's cool. I want to listen to the rest of that, honestly. And seeing that it's only about 20 minutes tops for this release that they've got, I'll probably squeeze that in today.
Yeah, it looks like they got.
There could be more, but
they had their latest single, which we probably should listen to. But that was from the EP. It's okay. It's no big deal. Should have went to the Spotify. But yeah, I liked it. I would say like Dillinger-esque at some points.
Okay.
A little kind of noisy, a little bit. Their Facebook says Black and New Metal, so that's a new one, I guess.
Sure.
It says Follow the Hollow, so Soilwork style.
Right on.
Follow the Hollow. Yeah, I thought it was pretty damn cool. I didn't hear a whole lot of bass going on there, but that's okay. The pretty technical. I love that little bridge part too.
Yeah.
And then when they went into the like almost djenty kind of weird rhythm, and then he half-timed it the second time through, so it was like kind of grooving, and then it like grooved a little harder. I was like, fuck yeah, that's badass, man. Yeah, vocals were great on it as far as like backing off and knowing to give space or whatever, because he was kind of just real pissed off. But yeah, all in all, man, that was a pretty badass band. I do like the artwork for the EP.
Yeah.
It looks like they got some other stuff going on here on their Facebook or whatever, but I didn't do a whole lot of digging into some of these bands that I was going to do, just because we kind of sprung this episode on ourselves real quick. But yeah, man, pretty badass. I would recommend that, especially if you like noisy kind of Dillinger Escape Plan type stuff, or even you could get into the Sugar territory a little bit with that, I guess. A little more technical, you could say. But,
Do you? My wife and I always we cringe at this term. Do you know what a skinwalker is?
It's like the people that transform, like it's like a wolf or something, and then it turns into a person or something like that. It's like lore, right?
Yeah. I real quick Googled it just to make sure I could, define it correctly. But it says a skinwalker is a shape-shifting witch in Navajo folklore that can take the form of an animal. But I've also heard of it taking the form of like humans, but not able to really speak like a human very well. So we read some stories like online. We're sitting in bed, giving ourselves a good scare. And once we heard that term, it's just kind of like this inside joke between my wife and I, like, skinwalker. we both shudder in horror at the term. So yeah, cool title for a song too. Cool concept.
Yeah, they there's also the Skinwalker Ranch down south. You know about that? So there was like all these cows that were sliced up like perfectly. They found them mutilated on the land, and then there's all these like orb sightings and stuff. Yeah, look up the Skinwalker Ranch. It's down south. I don't know, but you want to get real creeped out. But it's like it's an actual thing that's happening. But so their newest singles actually maintain their ghost. Sorry, we didn't listen to that one. There wasn't a real clear direction on which one to listen to, and the link we clicked took us to that. So.
Good stuff, all the same.
Yeah, all the same. Definitely a band I'd like to check out more. So
yeah, I trust the new one's ripping too.
Cool.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, thank you for the send-in. Go check out Hollow Construct. Moving on.
Follow.
The next band is called Project Nineless. It says, we are Project Nineless, a metal band based in Salzburg. I want to submit our song, Life of Rama. Please let me know how to do that in case you are interested. Well, you did that, so thanks. You did just fine submitting it. They're from Salzburg,
which is a city in Austria.
Okay, cool. I just know Salzburg steak, so Salisbury.
Salzburg steak. It's like it starts out as a Salisbury, and then you grind it into a burger.
Salzburg steak. That's what we got. So here we go. This is Project Nineless, Life of Rama. Just kidding.
That's Spotify giving
it's always that login Spotify. But now we should be good. Here we go. Life of Rama. There it is.
I
All right.
Damn. Okay.
Yep.
Let me just say, those guys are talented as a mug.
Yep.
Jesus, dude.
Got a lot going on in there.
Yeah, it looks like it's a 3-piece project. Their intro on the Facebook says Project Nihilist by Elkos Papiano. Sorry, there's no way I know how to say that. And Mira Valentine from Salzburg for fresh and on-fake metal music. So I would say that is pretty fresh. I haven't heard anything that really sounds like that. That's very interesting take on metal music. But, man, they had enough heavy parts in there to really keep me interesting.
Right.
It's almost like when metal goes a little soft sometimes, it's still metal. But this almost went to a whole different territory when they went soft. It was like almost... It's hard to even explain where that territory went when they went into the more singing and clean type stuff with the vocal harmonies. I'm not real sure even what that would sound like, if you wanted to have like, for fans of. I've been trying to think about that in these reaction episodes, thinking about other bands that people could probably relate to. But, man, this is a fresh take on some metal. When they got heavy, they got really heavy. Right. Man, the drum work in there was sick with all that little bell work and stuff. Great guitar solo in there. I mean, these guys are players, man. You could tell they really play. I was really, really surprised with this, man. This is really cool. So
yeah, so this is a good blend of metal and rock. We just got done saying, like, rock's fine. Well, this is rock, but it's also very metal. Yeah. And the thing I liked about it is when you get to those rock portions, it basically sounds like a progressive metal band where you're in that kind of Dream Theater territory, or you're in the area of where you got the clean vocalist, so you're going to have the soaring choruses, the big crescendo, the over-the-top. Very talented vocalist. I should speak to that as well. I don't know if it's the same guy doing all the vocals with the fry and the clean, but either way, I love the vocal diversity, and you definitely had a shredder in there too with a guitar lead, so I really appreciated that. Project Nihilist, some super talented guys from Austria, and the name of the song one more time, I'm sorry, what was it? Life of Rama. Yeah. Really good stuff. So give those guys a like and a follow and check them out if you like your progressive metal. Blended nicely with some hard rock there, but at first I thought it was just going to be like almost a straightforward rock song with the chord progression. I was like, okay, we're rocking, that's fine. But they really took it some places. Like they did a lot in the 4.5 minutes that they gave us there, so I really dig that.
Yeah, they definitely danced the line between rock and almost really soft rock, and then all the way into that double bass part and the real technical solo. It was like that. I would say they are doing something pretty fresh and interesting. I agree. That may not be for everybody. Some people just want their metal
straightforward.
Yep, they just want to, no ice,
no frills,
just Coca-Cola, no ice. You know what I'm saying? Just give me the heavy with no ice,
all sugar, no water.
Yep. So cool band though. Thanks for the send-in, dudes.
Agreed.
Appreciate that.
Love that.
All right, moving on. Next band, Pulse. Hey guys, I just watched your latest episode with Nick Lang UK featured and wanted to reach out and submit our music videos to you if you're interested.
Yeah, shout out Nick.
Linktree, blah, blah, blah. It contains everything about Pulse. Let us know what you need from us and what we can provide. We would love to be a part of your show. Thanks, Tom. Right. So let's see what we got here.
Got a video right at the top. Yep. It does have a feature from the dude from Malice, which I think is the new singer for Ingested now. Josh Davies.
Let's check it out.
Have to look that up real quick.
So, new record, Body is a Reality. It's out now. And
yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, there's a older link that says that it's suspected that it's him. I think it is him though.
Okay. Well, let's check this out real quick. Here we go. Pulse.
It's going to be heavy.
Good. Disengagement.
Reset my life, disengage, and stay in place. Send out your perfect room, and watch it burn. Watch it fucking burn.
Okay.
Yep.
Heavy is right. Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. So
that was stink face the whole time right there, buddy.
Yeah, my jaw almost came unhinged. So yeah, Josh Davies is the current vocalist of Ingested, and just knowing that, I predicted that would be as heavy as it gets, and sure enough, the song basically disappeared into a black hole of a breakdown at the end there, which I loved. And Josh's vocals on display, so I think he'll make a perfect replacement as the new lead vocalist of Ingested. But as far as Pulse is concerned, man, that was really good. Homies with Nick from UK, all the friends from Nick come over to us. Yes, please. Our European connection there, Nick Lang. We really appreciate anybody that follows him, that follows us, and we encourage all of our listeners to go and follow Nick and all of his friends, because all kinds of cool music coming through that department. That was cool. I love the tones. Deathcore, straight in your face, like no punches pulled, super heavy. All good marks. Love it. Don't have a whole lot of feedback or criticisms other than great song, great sending, cool video too.
Yeah,
I was digging that. So whoever put that together, shout out to them and their work, because that was sick. Jay, tell me more.
Well, I was stink facing the whole time, so that makes when I'm scowling, that means I'm happy, actually, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So I was scowling the whole time. I loved it. Man, if you thought it didn't get any heavier, wait till the end. But the whole time, man, just great groove the whole time.
Yep.
Great tone. Looked like maybe baritone 6 the guy was playing, because it was kind of one of them funky Bronson arm joints that kind of looked like.
Okay.
But,
right on.
But it was heavy. The tuning was great. Production was awesome on it. Everything sounded really good. I think the vocals were mixed perfectly in this too. They weren't overbearing,
right?
Because this is a vocal heavy song. We won't get into that. I won't rant or rave, but my only feedback, and it's just always the same feedback pretty much, so you'll know what I say. 15% less vocals would have took this song to the next level, but hey, man, I get it. You do your thing, whatever but the dude had patterns, so that also counted, and he had enough vocal diversity as well. And then there were parts where he did stop singing to kind of let the music breathe a little bit. I could have went for a little more of that, but that's just always me and my personal taste. You guys, if you listen to any of these episodes, I'm always going to say something about that. But other than that, that's my only critique, dude. This shit is top notch.
Yeah.
Great video, like you said, just well produced, like the way it looked, and just
clean.
in that little tunnel thing or whatever. But yeah, Pulse, you guys rule, man. Heavy as shit.
Yeah.
And that's what we like. They're from Birmingham, UK.
Yeah, all the metalcore, deathcore bands from the UK, just jump on board with us. We're here for you.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
It
rules. Cool thing is, this video has 34K views on it too, just from 3 months ago. So badass for those guys. So hopefully they get out there, and I mean, you got dude from Ingested on your song too. So it's kind of like badass. You guys are doing all the right stuff. So I'd like to see more from these guys as far as getting on bigger tours, putting out more music, whatever you got to do. I wish nothing but success, because this kind of music is the kind of music I enjoy and I like to see out there. So hell yeah. Thank you so much for sending that in.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. And that's the kind of stuff we welcome here on the Metal Maniacs Podcast.
Just give me that stank face all day long. Oh, man, that was great. It feels like, because I follow Nick pretty closely from Facebook and whatnot, but it feels like there's like a huge scene of that style of music going on over there in the UK alone. Like there's just all kinds of bands like this, and everyone that, I get a chance to listen to, following him, he'll be like, hey, this is what I'm listening to. All right, I'll make time. I'll put 5 or 6 tabs open, and I'll just listen to one after the other. I'm like, man, these are all bangers. Like, how many bands can there be on that little island? Like, that island ain't that big. Like, it's about the size of a small state, but yeah, man.
Every time.
Bands.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, buddy.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, every time Nick sends us something new or whatever, I'm more impressed every time with that as well. So it's super cool, man.
Yeah, good stuff though, Pulse. Thank you guys very much.
All right, so this man has been on the reaction episodes before, so this is another send-in. This is Blood Druid from right here in Grand Rapids.
Sweet.
He specifically sent us this song after our first reaction.
Okay.
We gave him some feedbacks. And Eric, the homie, Stroud, he's on vocals on the chorus on this, it says.
Sweet.
And they did attach an EPK, so I'm going to kind of look at this here before we dive into the song, just see if we get a little more information from these guys. I will just read through this. It says, our sound is comprised
I think that's what it's meant to say.
Yeah, it says compromise, though, right?
It's been hijacked.
Yeah. Is this wiki or what the fuck's going on here? But yeah, our song is comprised of the most aggressive parts of death metal, metalcore, and deathcore, all combined to create our signature flurry. You guys are going to have to like spell check this, homie. Create our signature flurry of sound. Not only is our music a beat down on your ears, but our stage presence is high energy as it gets. If the vocalist isn't getting in the crowd, then our bassist is as well. Our shows are not for standing still. Hailing from the cold streets of Grand Rapids that have shaped each one of this four-piece into the beast that gives Blood Druid the sound and ferocious stage presence.
All right.
I'll just give you guys some feedback already. Put that bitch into ChatGPT and have them like rewrite that for you. But I get what you're saying there, guys. But there's a few little things that were kind of weird.
Yeah, I think
just a few little spell check things you gotta.
Some pretty young cats, if I'm not mistaken.
It's all good, man. Hey.
Yeah.
All right, so pulling up to Spotify here. Looks like the EP is called Corpse's Touch. And the song they want us to listen to is Twist the Knife. So if you're ready to twist the knife, bro, I am too.
Let's get it in there.
Let's do it. Here it is.
Time to live, time to die. This will be my last goodbye. You will say and you will cry, but someone has got to die. Time to live, time to die. This will be my last goodbye. You will say and you will cry, but someone has got to die. Twist the knife. Watch you fucking bleed now. Twist the knife. Your life will soon be gone. Twist the knife. Someone call the crash car. Twist the knife. Someone's got to die. This is the time you will see everything but reality. Some will say and some will die, but you will hear my battle cry. What I now you will see your nightmares will come to me. You will say and you will cry, but someone has got to die. Twist the knife. Watch your fucking bleed now. Twist the knife. Your life will soon be gone. Twist the knife. Someone call the crash car. Twist the knife. Someone's got to die. Time to live, time to die. This will be my last goodbye. You will say, you will cry, but someone has got to die. This is time. You will see your nightmares will come to me. Some will say, and some will die, but you will hear my battle cry. Twist the knife. Watch your fucking bleed now. Twist the knife. Your life will still be gone. Twist the knife. Someone call the crash car. Twist the knife. Someone's got to die. Twist the knife. Watch you fucking bleed now. Twist the knife. Your life will still be gone. Twist the knife. Someone call the crash car. Twist the knife. Someone's got to die. Twist the knife. Watch you fucking bleed now. Twist the knife. Your life will still be gone. Twist the knife. Someone call the crash car. Twist the knife. Someone's got to die. Twist the knife. 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 Twist the knife.
All right. I've never been happier to twist the knife. Upbeat all day. 1, 2, twist the knife. Yeah, giving me some new metal vibes with a lot of fuzz on it. That chorus probably going to stay in my head above all things else today because he said it 20 times in the song or more. So I think, they did the guitar solo in there. I thought it needed to come up in the mix a little bit just so that I could hear it over the rhythm, which was already like pretty prominent as far as what's going on in the song. Like it was basically 2 riffs in there, I'd say, verse and chorus, to be fair.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to hear that solo a little bit louder. Other than that, not a whole lot of feedback. I mean, also, I think, I felt like in the third verse at some point, I think it was the third verse, I feel like the vocalist was running out of breath noticeably. And I think that's something you want to go back and take your time and like, if that is the case,
yeah,
like
especially if we're recording it.
Yeah, come back the next day or something. Because we've been there. Like, we've hit the wall. It's just like, can't do it. I'm done today. I'm roached. Like, you just... So that's another thing that it kind of jumped out at me is just as far as like a critique, because the first two verses and chorus were totally fine. And then I just felt like he was really struggling to get some of those words out in there. And I was like, man, this guy sounds like he's a little out of breath here.
Yeah.
Either that or he backed off the mic accidentally in the studio. But, these guys, I feel like they're pretty young. So anytime we're giving this band any kind of constructive criticism, I feel like it's just because they're just green, just totally new. I mean, I could be mistaken, but I felt like, and I think Eric spoke to it, like these are some young cats that they just got, a little bit more to learn than anybody else doing it out there, but I'm here for them. I support what they're doing, and I want to encourage them to just keep working on things. And if we give them any kind of feedback like that, like, man, I wish they would have loved it more. It's like, well, you guys got many, many years in front of you to like, keep showing up. Just keep showing up and keep doing the thing, man. New EP, 3 songs, 11 minutes, like, just keep putting out the content and get better at your craft. And, one of these days, I'm sure you're going to blow my wig right off. So,
especially working with Eric.
Yeah, you'll get there for sure.
So as far as feedback goes, I'd say this is a coined mod term, death rock.
Yeah.
Because it's really rock and roll, really upbeat. And then it's like got the fry vocally death metal kind of touch and topics on top of it. So it's kind of weird because it's upbeat, happy, but at the same time it's
singing about twisting the knife.
Yeah, so it's kind of like this, dichotomy of happy and twisting the knife at the same time.
Happy about it.
A lot of times I say as far as the recording and every production goes, like it was real kind of like raw, like live, feel, like almost live, like it was performed live.
All together,
Yeah. So, but sometimes I dig that, everything doesn't have to be pristine and overly polished. I could hear the drums really well. I could hear the bass banging in back there. The guitar tone was something that was kind of hard to make out at times.
Yeah.
Especially with the solo. I wasn't even sure if that was solo or just kind of some guitar feedback. But that could have been just like you said, maybe coming up in the mix. But man, I just say keep doing your thing, keep grinding, keep getting better. That's all you can do. I know I talk about vocal patterns and bringing things back. That's almost on the other end of the spectrum where like we could have came up with a little bit more than this twist your knife 35 times. But I mean, if that's your thing and you're trying to make it catchy, cool. But there's a way to do that, and there's a way to kind of back off of that, because that was in there about 35 times. There was like 5 choruses, and then the whole end of the song was just twist the knife,
like a quadruple chorus.
Yeah, it was just like even pop music doesn't do choruses that much. So but yeah, man, as far as feedback goes, you guys keep doing your thing. Like I think you're on the right track. I felt like this was even improvement from the stuff we heard from before. So like you said, one day these guys are just going to blow our wig back. But just take what we say in stride, and we're just trying to give you some constructive feedback. We've been doing this a long time as well. So
yeah,
especially when it comes to writing songs and lyrics.
It just takes me back to like our first
like when
band.
I was 15 or something.
Yeah, it's just like, the 4-track recording. I mean, which is, their stuff is way better than a 4-track recording.
Yeah.
One mic in the room. But it's got that raw feel to it, and I feel like these guys are still kind of finding both their style and how to work the magic in the studio. So just keep grinding at it, guys. We appreciate you, and we're going to keep giving you some spins on the show as long as you got something new for us to listen to. So good work, Blood Druid, yeah.
I would say, too, kind of like, try to figure out your identity as well. Like, do you want to be a death rock band? Do you want to be a death metal band? Or are you trying to be like, so that's just how you approach your instrument.
Yeah.
Because if you're just playing that like rock beat the whole time, then you're just going to be death rock. It has a lot to do with your drums. So like, change the beat up if you're trying to be heavier.
Yeah.
Or look at different beats. Obviously, there's always a skill ceiling involved.
Sure.
But maybe lean on Eric and not only his production, but hey, man, what could we do maybe here? Because Eric's the man, especially when it comes to drums. So, but if you're trying to go for this sound, hey, you nailed it, man.
Yeah, and it's a style. There's definitely some bands out there doing it. So, that's all gravy.
Cool.
I like it.
All right, moving on. So this band is Atwater. I've heard a lot about this band. Splinters came on the show last week. They had just played these guys' EP release. They've been kind of messaging us with different songs to check out.
Right.
And now we're finally getting to it. So it says, thanks a bunch for supporting. We're a metalcore band from the east side of Michigan. Below is a song off our upcoming EP, The Sum of All Parts, which is actually out now because that EP release happened last weekend. And the song is called Goodbye to Hero. It's almost a perfect blend of our two sounds, which are heavy as fuck and melodic. The best way to describe our style is periphery. This is our debut EP, which is completely different sound than how we started, and it is a huge upgrade in every aspect. We have a different single dropping on March 21st, and the EP drops March 28th. Produced by Lost Fires Productions, and the drums were done by James Holk, who works at Sweetwater Studios. We have an EP release show booked for the April 5th at Diesel Concert Lounge with Annex Void, Feast for the Crows, Dying Under the Influence. Oh, yeah, I think one of the bands dropped, and that's why Splinters paid. Yeah. We are specifically looking to book out-of-state shows this summer, along with interviews, and have more music almost ready.
Yeah, so I started following these guys probably around the time that we had Annex Void on. I think it was just their name kept popping up on flyers, and they kind of were reacting to us back and forth. So I was like, all right. And then I found out they're in the area, or they're in the state. So I'm actually curious to give their stuff a listen, and I appreciate them sending in before even having heard one note.
All right, here we go. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
This song is Atwater, Goodbye to the Hero.
Is it playing?
Yeah, I hit play.
Oh yeah, that was tasty.
Man, badass, dude.
Yeah, loved it. Let's see, me, right?
I think it's me. You just went first on the Druid.
Did I jump in on the Druid?
Yeah,
All right,
I
then take it
think
away,
so.
Jay.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Atwater. First thing I want to say before I even react to this, man, there's some fucking good bands in Michigan, dude.
Yeah.
Jesus, like
I
we got this Let It Rot band coming on here in a minute, and like
Yeah.
I'm listening to their stuff. I'm just like, Jesus, dude, these
Yeah.
dudes are fucking good, man. These guys are incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, how many bands from Michigan have we listened to on the show? And it's just like band after band. We're like, oh my god, that Shadow of the Talisman band.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. It's just like, wow.
The list is pretty lengthy in terms of bands that we've heard just from this podcast alone that are in this state.
Yeah, and it's not even the big dogs like Throne or Recorruptor. I
Right.
mean, those guys are amazing too, but
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a given. But Accuser of the Brethren, Mouthful of Locusts, I mean, the list just fucking goes on and on. There's so many good bands now, dude. Holy
Yeah.
shit. Atwater, you guys rule. So that's
Straight up.
pretty much what I'm going to say. Yeah, it's kind of in that periphery. I love that you didn't get too crazy with the structure of the song.
Yeah.
You brought some stuff back. You
Yep.
brought some melody back because we could get kind of convoluted sometimes in this kind of music. So I love that you brought some stuff back for me. Always going to be a big fan of that. Nice vocal diversity in there. A few little, I'm sure if I listened to it again, there was a few more parts that I could really stick out, but there was so much to kind of take in that this kind of music does take a few listens to, kind of get it all, absorb it all, but
Sure.
Man, badass. I loved it. The production sounded amazing. The drums were super badass, and I love that like super driving beat with the melody going on behind it and that little dreamy
Yeah.
like super cool.
Like that they brought that back too.
Yeah, I don't see no art or anything. I guess I could look up Atwater on Facebook because they just sent me. That's why it took a second to play too, because that was just a
Just a drive.
yeah, it was a
link.
Google Drive thing, but
Yeah, they had the squiddy, like the octopus
okay,
with
yep,
the ski cap
that's
on.
pretty cool. But oh, cool, they got some live
Got some live links.
live video stuff going on here, so I'm gonna check this band out a lot more. I really dug them.
Yeah.
Badass, dude. I have nothing but good things to say about that.
Yeah, I loved it as well, and they were right on the head with the periphery description. And
Yeah.
I similarly agree with you in terms of the song structure, where they didn't get into the weeds, because I know periphery can.
Yeah.
They'll go 8 minutes
minutes.
long. Yep,
Yeah.
exactly, and they'll do all kinds of other stuff that don't even make sense. They only do it one time, has nothing to do with anything you've heard before. I love periphery.
Yeah, me too.
I can get into that stuff. I don't think it's for everybody, especially when you're coming up. I don't know that it's a good approach to be writing 10-minute progressive songs when you're trying to build an audience. But as far as what Atwater's doing, super great, delicious, loved it. You got the genty stuff. They're somewhere between metalcore. They're basically a metalcore band, like a gent progressive metalcore style. I wouldn't say they're deathcore, but they were right. They are heavy and they are very melodic. That guitar lick that was in there, that they brought it back, so it's not like a solo, but it's like it's just a melody, if you will.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have that in my head too. Like, that's really good. I loved it, and like, they've been interacting with us a little bit back and forth. I think it's time that, once this drops, hey guys, dial us up and let's get you on the show. Like,
Yeah.
let's have you on. Let's have a sit down. Let's talk about your music, because just another one of these great bands that, by all accounts, they could be out there on the road doing the thing, and
Yep.
and just doing all kinds of shows, and could blow up. Like, that's how I feel about it. I've said that about a number of bands that we've had come through here, but I mean it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just so impressed by some of these bands. They just have that professional sheen. Like, they're just ready to go. Like, the production, the musicianship, the songwriting, like, everything's there. And I don't know, it's just maybe networking, maybe it's patience, and getting out there and doing more shows and building the fan base, and kind of hoping for a break, or nobody has the key to success in hand.
Right.
We're all trying to figure out what's it going to take to break through. But I feel like you're holding all the cards. Like,
Yeah.
you're there. You're just waiting for it to somebody else to help you along, or just a stroke of luck, if you will. But
Keep grinding and figuring it out too.
Yeah.
You know.
in the meantime, just keep writing bangers like that.
Yeah.
Like, you'll have no problem developing fans or fan base when you keep writing songs like that. So good work, Atwater, man. I'm happy to finally get a chance to listen to you guys and put you on the show. That's great.
Hell yeah.
Sweet.
Cool. All right. So,
Oh yeah.
speaking of Nick Lang,
Here's his friends again.
yep. more friends of Nick. He's got a lot of friends, this motherfucker, man.
Yeah, he does.
He's got more friends than Tom from fucking
Yeah.
MySpace. Hello, Metal Maniacs. My name is Josh J.M. Falpole, and I was recently featured along with Nick Lang on one of your podcasts with Jay and Mod. That's us. Nick posting the feature led me to your channel, and I wanted to thank you all so much for listening to Through Flames. Now that I know about your channel, I found some killer songs and found how you listen to songs very insightful. I even vibe a lot with Mod's love for melodic stuff and metal.
Yeah.
On that note, I wanted to submit a song as well from a band that I front. The song is called Safe Room. It's my band Against the Edge, and it features a Japanese vocalist. There you go. Mod, you ask, you should
Yeah.
Yu Umahara of Merging Moon. I think this fits the channel very well. Yu helps us really bring the heavy, and the chorus is your classic metalcore soaring melody.
Sweet.
Here's a few ways to access the song. I hope one is what you're looking and needing. I hope to get a chance to listen, and please enjoy. So let's go.
Distro, the Spotify.
Yeah, I'm going to try. We'll do the
Google Drive.
I don't like the Google Drive. It
There's
takes
a
too long.
YouTube at the bottom. Visualizer.
Is there? Okay, let's check that out. Cool. Let's do her. Here it goes.
It's
Yeah, really good stuff.
Hell yeah. It's all you, buddy.
Yeah, we got some metalcore in the house, lots of melody, a lot of thrash elements, and the Fry and the guest clean vocalist, really good stuff. I was trying to think of some comparisons. I couldn't really draw an accurate one. I was going to say Arch Enemy, but they don't do no clean vocals in Arch Enemy. But, yeah, I really appreciated that. You had the guitar solo. You had great production. I love when they dip out after the solo, and it's just like the one guitar and the lo-fi sound.
Lo-fi kind of.
Yeah, and then bring everything back to the chorus. Yeah,
that's a metalcore trick.
Yeah, I love it. I'm a sucker for it every time. Like I'm just like, yep, bring it. Build the anticipation. Yep. I know what's coming,
it's
but
that tension release, buddy.
Yep, works every time like a charm. If you haven't got that trick up your sleeve, bands, do it. Get it in a song somewhere, because it's one of those things that you don't realize until like after you've written the song and you're in the studio and you think, because you don't write a song thinking, oh, we're just going to go to this one guitar part right here. I mean, maybe you do sometimes, but it's something that in hindsight, when you're in the studio, you're like, oh, let's just drop everything and go to that one riff right here, and then bam, chorus. Everybody's back in.
Yep.
Has a lot of impact, and I felt like it served the song very well in this case. I just dig it. I'm a sucker for this style, maybe a kill switch engage type of style, like that metalcore to the bone.
Yep.
Heavy, had that chuggy breakdown. So a lot of good things happening here. And again, once again, all friends of Nick Lang, friends of ours, come on over. Like, just dozens of bands, it feels like, have found their way to us in our listening, in our daily listening lives. So cool stuff. J.M. Faupel with Against the Edge. Jay, how do you feel about it? Anything you want to add to that?
You described it pretty well. Thought the production was clean. Love the songwriting. Sucker for good songs.
Yep.
Love the chorus came back. The singing was really good on it.
Mm-hmm.
So that helps.
Yeah.
You can sing all day if you want, but if it sucks, but the singing was really good on it.
Loved it.
If metalcore is what you're going for, check all the boxes.
Mm-hmm.
All the boxes ticked.
Yep.
Plus a solo.
Love it.
Not always happens in metalcore. Sometimes, unless you're all that remains in. That's the solo-tastic, because even Killswitch don't have a lot of solos.
Right.
They have them here and there, but that's kind of what it reminded me of, some Killswitch, just with the production and kind of some of the melody and the song structure. But I mean,
bouncing thrash riffs.
Yeah, but I mean, they're kind of like, when you say metalcore, they're kind of like the guys and then everybody else, as far as I'm concerned. But man. Any friends of Nick's thus far as friends of ours? Thanks, Josh, for sending that over. We appreciate it. Assuming you're all the way from over there too, maybe. Did I say that? Or did you say where he's from? Don't know. But either way, badass, dude. Make sure you guys go check out Against the Edge. Super cool.
Yeah.
Loved it.
He's got his own webpage, jmfaupel.com, so people can hop over there and interact.
See, he's got a podcast kicking too. So
well, he actually says hailing from El Paso, Texas. I thought he was from the States.
Okay, cool. With that being said, we are moving on. We got a couple more here. This one maybe should have been vetted, so I don't really know, because it just says, cheers from Texas. We're Wolvera. Not sure if our music is heavy enough, but we'll be able to share our tunes with you all. Attaches our EPK and our latest single through its fangs. So we're going to really roll the dice with this one and see. But, I mean, we've had enough heavy stuff on the show today that if it's a rock song, it's okay.
Yeah.
I just don't want 6 rock songs, like I said. So,
or any pirate metal.
Yeah, I'm real good on that too, to be honest. Let's see something real quick. I want to just check this.
See if I can find them on the book.
See if you can find them. So, heavy metal 4-piece out of Dallas, Texas, that channels sounds from classic and modern heavy metal, doom metal, neo-psych, and progressive rock. Through Its Fangs, released July 26, 2024. So we got drums, Garth Rogers, guitar, Oz Gomez, guitar, Omar Tegedi, bass vocals, Jerry Gomez. Cool. I like it, so let's check them out.
I'm already following them through our page, so I'm cross paths at some point.
Hell yeah, man. That's heavy enough to be on this show. That was pretty sweet. I was
Yeah.
scared at first, and then I heard it, but I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's heavy enough.
So is it me?
Yeah, you're up.
Okay, cool. It's funny when we've had a few bands from Texas now, and you always just hear that little bit of Pantera sneaking in there. You just always hear it in there. It's
Hey,
just it's undeniable. You just
I'll never blame somebody for having good taste.
yep. You can't be from Texas and not just have a little hint of Terra in your shit.
That's all good.
But man, I thought it was cool. The song was great. I loved the solo, especially the phrasing on the solo. It was cool. The little almost bridge part that came out of the solo. It was like melodic, cool thrashy type.
Yeah.
Heavy metal, I guess you would call it, because it's. I mean, just judging off that one song, it's not like it was breakdown or beat down or anything like that. They grooved the shit out of it, but they never went into any like breakdown-y type.
Right.
So that's kind of refreshing to hear just a metal band sometimes, you know, and I love he said, I'm not sure if music is heavy enough. Dude, that's heavy enough. This show's pretty fucking heavy. Like
it cracks me up because I'm like, do you think you could be heavier?
yeah, I mean,
Send me that track,
Yeah.
man, because like it's plenty heavy.
we love the nasty, slimy, slammy
Yeah.
death metal, but I mean, that's pretty fucking heavy metal, man. Like,
Yeah.
but all in all, impressed. I love the drum work on it, all the little rolls with all the little cymbals kind of sticking out. The production itself sounded pretty good to me. Love that first opening riff too, just like thrash tastic, just right-handed,
Slides.
like just
Yeah.
coming right in with that. And then when everything came in, it was super powerful and impactful. Songwriting was good on it too, because you brought stuff back. The vocals weren't so crazy that I couldn't hear what you were saying, so
Right.
at least they were enunciated correctly and audible, so I could kind of sing along.
Yeah.
But it reminded me of almost like the Motorhead-ish type vocal a little bit, maybe a little heavier than that, I guess. You know, but that's just the first thing that came to mind.
This is like a thrash yell.
Yeah,
like a
pretty
thrash
much.
fry,
Yeah,
if you will.
pretty much.
Yeah, I loved it. You know, you got the songwriting, you got the production, everything was in the mix. I could hear the bass in there. That's one of the calling cards of a good mix, is if you got the actual other instrument guy in there, like the bass guitar is in the mix. Like that's always appreciated. It does help, even if your bass player isn't Steve DiGiorgio. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Just got to have the right tone, you know, rounding out the sound, and it's got to make sense in contrast to the guitar tones. And the guitars were great. I love the riffs, but also, you know, like you pointed out, the guitar solo, and then it moves out of the solo into like this almost bridge melodic riff, and then it takes you back to the chorus. I'm always a sucker for changing your rhythm underneath your solo, or coming out of that solo into a new rhythm. It just kind of, it gives the music and the song a crescendo, like that is hard to achieve unless you're like very aware of it in your songwriting. You're like, okay, we're going to have this passage for the guitar solo, and then we're going to come out of that into a whole other passage, and then that's going to take us to the chorus. Like that's having a lot of awareness in your songwriting and just knowing what you're after. And I just thought it was really tasty. It's just one of those things, man, where, you know, you got your ABC riffs, whatever, and you repeat, but then, and they did a lot of repeating, which is good. You know, it was a good song. So you've got that, like that opening riff or that thrash riff with the slides and the power chords in there, like that's going to be stuck in my head. But also just knowing that I can go back to that song and just kind of let the hair on my arm stand up for that solo part again, like knowing that's coming is, you know, going to be something that I want to listen to again. So really great song. You know, if I was going to put it in a box, I'd say metalcore. It's got the thrash elements. They got the choruses. They got the melody. It's just a really good song. And Wolvera, thanks for sending us in a track. I loved it. I'm already following you guys for some reason. Maybe, who knows why. I've run across your stuff before, but this is my first time really like taking it in and listening to it in this capacity. So I loved it. Really good stuff, man. Can't wait to see and hear more from you guys. So.
I also thought the song was 5 minutes and 42 seconds,
Yeah.
but it didn't kind of feel like that.
Right.
And I love when a song doesn't feel like it's droning on. So like it was 6 minutes well executed, you know? And
Amen.
It's a good song when you can do that. When I don't feel like there's still 3 minutes left. It was like, we're going for the ride here. So
yeah, I thought the same.
Super cool.
Like looking at the time, I was like, oh, this is a long song, but it didn't feel like that as I'm like listening back or thinking about it now. I'm like, I'm gonna listen to it again. That's great. So good stuff, man. Sweet. We got
all right. So hello, Metal Maniacs team. That's me and you. I'm responding to your post for submissions to be reacted on your show and was interested in submitting my recent work. All the links can be found here. Thank you for your time and hope you have a kick-ass weekend. Alan. Endure My World. Well, thank you, Alan. I will do that.
Cool artwork on the link.
And let's see. Can we get a Bandcamp? Thank you. One Bandcamp for today. We
Sweet.
like that.
Shout out Bandcamp.
Yep. And so, Chaos Construct, Chaos Bane, and the Bastard Plane. So this is Endure My World for Delmore, Delaware. It's a lot of D's. And this song is called Chaos Construct 3 Reclamation. Maybe? He didn't really say which one to listen to, so this is the one that's up on top for Bandcamp, so we're just going to go with this one. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
2 minutes and 17 seconds. Let's run it.
There it is.
Okay.
Wow. So somewhere between death metal and deathcore, but man, that had a lot going on in a mere 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Well done. Just brutal. God, what can I say? Is it a one-man project?
Yes. Yep.
Otherwise, I'm like...
Independent solo recording artist, death metal for fans of wretched abiotic crown magenta.
All right. So, yeah, I thought it was good. Maybe could have used a little bit more bass in there, but fuck, whatever, man. That thing was heavy. That's when we say send us the metal. This guy, he knew where to find us. He looked up the word metal, and there we were. Sent it in. Great track, good stuff. Not a lot of songwriting, but then again, he did bring like that. Yeah, he did bring a part back, so that's at least a song in that respect. But yeah, good stuff. Cool. Cool artwork too.
Yeah, I like
it. That's my review of it. I loved it.
I wish I would have seen this Metal Mouth April 2025. So he just came out with a single called Metal Mouth, but it does say down here, like in the description, that this was released March 4th, 2025.
Yeah, this is a baby. This is 5 weeks old.
Yeah, so, and all lyrics, music, recording, mixing, production by Alan Hull. But it does say there's drums on the Gathering by Trevor Scott. So I don't know if these are drums by this guy, then he's got a guest drummer on there or whatever. But yeah, I liked it. I love it. At least you brought a part back. Yep. You didn't totally kill me with all the vocals because it could get kind of weird, but I loved all the guitar work.
Oh yeah,
the panic chords.
Yeah,
like
it reminded
liked
me of
all that shit. Like
reminded me of something from back in the day that you might have wrote, like that early Infinite stuff with all the sweeps,
all the little
and
tricks and taps and stuff in there, but
Yeah.
kind of Rings of Saturn-ish type stuff.
Okay.
But really cool, man. Adore My World, Delmar, Delaware. Thanks so much for sending that in, Alan. Appreciate it. Make sure you guys go follow this if you're into this kind of music. I thought it was great. I don't really have no critiques of it, especially being a solo, project.
Yeah.
It's all comes from your vision, so hopefully you accomplished what you were looking for with that. So
Yeah. Got a lot of stuff on the Bandcamp. I'd say go. We're big supporters of that platform, so go over there and look up,
it up,
and Endure My World, and give all of that stuff a spin. That was really cool.
Well, shit, man, that was a great episode. A lot of
Yeah.
good songs today. We got to listen to a lot of good music. That was a banger.
Yeah,
so appreciate
loved it.
that. Thanks for sending in the metal. Keep sending it in. themetalmaniacs.mi@gmail.com. That's the email if you want to send it to us. And we are welcoming any more songs like the ones that were sent in today.
Yeah, everything was fine by me.
Yep, super good. So
Beyond fine. It was great.
Yep. We'll catch you on the next one. Y'all, peace. Keep it metal. Thank you so much for checking out the episode. Be sure to hit that like button and give us a share.
Yeah, and if you enjoyed our podcast today, please give it a rating on your streaming service to help us gain some exposure.
And if you really enjoyed the show, please give us a follow or hit that subscribe button and come hang out with us every week. And remember, keep it metal.